Here is my shade garden plants for this year. This is 2022 fall tour of my garden. It's a beautiful garden. A lot of amaranth, zinnias. On this side, I didn't realize comfrey likes so much shade, but it does. Then I have a couple of cabbages right here. And in the background there is rhubarb, turning back around to the flower section. And here, Barlotti beans. And all of these little flowers here came up on their own from seeds that they dropped last year. It's called gem marigold, and it comes in various colors. And then over there was some giant sunflowers, which we'll harvest. Another squash. The hollyhocks are pretty much done. And then over here on this side, this is the squash, winter squash section. 8 plants in there, about 25, what are they called? Butternuts, sorry. And then over here we have, the raspberry plants are done, but they're huge. Over there is another, that's another cabbage, which I'll be giving all of them but one away. Then over here we have lots of carrots, and we can pick those later even. And the peppers are so heavy they're falling down. And we have lava reds, Jimmy Nardellos, poblanos. The only one that's got a little heat is poblano. All the rest are sweet. And over here we have kale, lacinato kale, the Italian kale, blue. And then over here we have more kale and some flowers, Scotch curly, Vates, scurly. Then I have a lot of this, these are growing in wild inside of the strawberry patch, these flowers. And then we have still lots of summer squash. It's turning yellow because it was 42 or something last night. This big, huge teepee of beans is going to be dry beans from Italy, sorry. And then over here we have a few cucumbers left, but I turned them off. And this blue flower, it escaped me earlier, is borage. It does very good with strawberries. Moving along, here I had these blank spots for 4 cabbages. This is the tomato, this forest. I call this whole section here 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 rows of tomatoes on this side and 1 row of tomatoes on this side. Tomatoes did not do very good. You can see this one is totally, has early blight, a couple of them. It's from all the rain we had this summer. And over here we have, this is a morning glory. I don't need that. This one and this one are honeyberries. I hope they give me berries next year. And these 3 plants are salmon berries. I hope they give me berries next year. But they've survived here as long as you give them water. They don't mind the cold in the winter. They don't mind the alkalinity of our soil. So we still have some nice big tomatoes left. They're green. You know, we're not supposed to get a freeze for the next 10 days, so supposedly that changes daily. Then this section here is raspberries, goes all the way up, about 35 foot patch of them, going by the tomato forest. And they're done. You know, I have a few ripe, but basically they're done. And then more there. And then this is the back side of the fence with the cucumbers on the back. And these little plants were cowpeas that I'm growing out as a trial for somebody else. And this plant here is another bean I'm growing out for somebody else. We're saving it. It's a dry bean. It's a beautiful bean. And this is right here, another cowpea here. Over here, going up, that's a longgourd that got caught in there years ago in the fencing. I left it. I like it. And then I have hops. Fugels. English hops. Haven't got any, but the plant's pretty. Then over here, this whole bed here is blackberries, pretty much done. And this bed here was another trial of the little Mobies that I've been doing for Craig LaHoulier. And we're trying to see if we can stabilize some traits in this little yellow Moby. Back to the blackberries. More blackberries here with my new drip system. There's the old drip system. Here's the new drip system. Pretty nice, huh? And then more blackberries covered with grass that I got to dig out, but I didn't get a chance. And more tomatoes. We still got a few black cherries, a few of the others. Here's that cabbage I was showing you. It's ready to pick. Everything's ready. Everything's ready. This is the chard, looking beautiful. I have just a few plants left with leaf miner in it, but mostly I pulled them all off and they haven't come back. I pull the leaves off. This is a kohlrabi that was not, that split from too much water. This is another bean here, Royal Corona. Here they are. And I got it at Rancho Gordo and I decided to try to blow it out, grow it out. Then over here is the back side of those tomatoes. And lo and behold, a bunch of potatoes came up. This was a potato bed, excuse me, last year. And you can see I've raised the bed up here. I put this much more soil in it here. And it wasn't supposed to be. I thought I got them all last year. But obviously I didn't. And actually this year, on this side, has been an exceptional year for potatoes. And I think it's because of all the rain. Here are the last of my beautiful giant mammoth sunflowers. They're done. We'll cut off the heads. We'll put them in. We're big birders. So we'll put them on the ground upstairs where we can see them from our kitchen window. This is so gorgeous. This is Chris Salem's Red Hopi, I think it's called Red Hopi Dye Amaranth. And so it's really beautiful. So that's sort of it. That's a grapevine. It goes one plant. Here it is. One plant. Beginning goes to the left. Now I'm moving to the right. Goes up. If you look, it's gotten so out of control. It is in the tree. And that's it. We had a very nice garden this year. Very lush. This is the end. It's fall. Probably another week and it'll all die to a freeze. But that's it for this year. See you next year.